Hello, my name is Rev Ann Dunican. I am a minister of religious science at Unity Church of El Cajon. How Love Yourself came about. Love Yourself is a group of people who get together once a week to discuss things that matter, both in their mind and in their heart, spiritual or otherwise. And this is how it all began. Even when I was a little girl, I loved people of all ages. Like most young girls, I dreamed of getting married, of having a family, and at 18 years old, I married my high school sweetheart, and soon we had our family. We came to California to live and to raise our children in La Mesa. We put them through school. I joined the Unity Church in El Cajon, and I went to college. There I had an assignment to write a paper about the idea of how my major in college, which was early childhood education or development, could be used in my community. Now, the title of my paper was Why Every Neighborhood Should Have a Mother's Rescue Center or an office, a place to bring situations, problems, questions, and suggestions, a place where mothers could meet, relax, have discussions with educators who would listen, teach parenting, and encourage young mothers. I believed that if this could have happened, the world and its families would have been healed, healthier, and different today. As a young mother, I didn't feel I had the courage to make this come true, or the knowledge or the finances to do so. So, a few years later, while attending a Unity Church and faithfully practicing the 12 principles, New Thought Ideas, What a Man Thinketh, So Does He Bring About, Change Your Thoughts and You Change Your Life, I began to think about my past idea. Now here was another opportunity. What could I do with it? At this time, I ran into an article written by a psychologist. It was in 1972. This was written on weight loss, new ideas offered. As I read it, I thought, I'd like to teach a class on this. I went to Reverend Hammond's, who was the minister at the time, and I received permission to start a class and a room to put it in. And we started on a Monday night. Now, I chose Monday night because of men's football, Monday night football. And I wanted out of the house. I did not like football. I didn't want to have to sit and watch it or listen to it. And so when they gave me a room, I said, "Is Monday night open?" And "Yes," said Reverend Hammonds, "Monday night is open." And so thus we began Monday night. The first Monday was called together in the sanctuary of our little chapel. I called the meeting learning to love yourself thin. But by the time the meeting was over, I already knew I must drop thin, because going from losing weight to becoming thin was much more than dieting and changing your health habits. It had to do with what was going on inside you, in your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul. And so right then and there, when I called the next meeting, I announced there will be no loving yourself thin. We're just going to learn to love ourselves. A group of women, about 10 or 12, always came, and they became the nucleus of our class. Once in a while, we had 1 or 2 men even drop in. I guided the group using spiritual principles, loving each other with no judgment, offering only suggestions from our own life experiences, and through prayer. We prayed ourselves in and we prayed ourselves out. Each person had a chance to bring to the table what was on their heart. Because we kept our meetings confidential, everyone felt safe and secure to speak. With trust, all kinds of things were discussed, brought to the table and left there. Some brought up until that person was able to leave it there and let it go. And as I said, let God. As an example, one woman came to every meeting. She was wearing a large coat. And after being there and listening and joining into the prayer and the discussions, she suddenly arrived without that coat. She had not only shed her extra weight, but became a whole, healthy woman in the meantime, both in mind, body, and soul. One couple healed many things going on in their relationships, and today, a time when they thought they were going to be divorced has been extended to a wonderful marriage for over 60 years, all because they could sort things out in confidential time in our meetings with no judgment and only love. A man who had dinner with us for about a year met me elsewhere one year later and said how he had been saved to save his life with his family and his children. Years later, he even remembered our group. It made such an impression upon him. This group met from 1972 to 2007 regularly, and many of the group now have made their transition. There are only 3 of the original group together, and this group still is in contact with each other periodically. I believe God led me to do this instead of the Mothers Group. It became a large group of people of all ages who needed love, courage, encouragement, and prayer. If you are looking for such a group, Unity of El Cajon has a Love Yourself group now, waiting for you to arrive and join in the love and the confidentiality. See you soon. God bless you all, and have a happy life. Thank you.